There's a practice called Tonglen. It's a Tibetan Buddhist practice. It's very brilliant psychologically, I think, because it takes the attention off ourselves and on others. And the way it works is you pick an issue, and I know enough about all three of you and myself that everyone has an issue. I'll take an example. Let's say someone has a disease, okay? And in Tonglen, what you do is when you breathe in, well, first of all, there's whatever disease that is, you could pick all the people in the city that have it, all the people in the state, or in the whole world have that disease. How many people have this disease? A lot, probably, right? I mean, any issue that we have, we're not the only one. So all of the people that have had that problem, we're thinking about them. And as you breathe in all of their pain. You know what they're going through because you're going through the same thing. And you don't want other people to suffer what you're going through. We don't want other people to suffer that. So out of our compassion for others, we breathe in all of their pain and suffering, all that they have, everything. That's on the inhale. And then on the exhale, you breathe out whatever the cure is for that, the solution is for that, whatever makes it better. And that's it. So you do that for a while. And that's called Tonglen. It was developed, I don't know if it's mythological, it was developed hundreds of years ago by a man. He worked with lepers. And he was doing this with the lepers, and his brother was watching him without him knowing about it. And he took that idea and started using it in the monastery where he was located. Is there any questions? Comments?
You were talking about dualism and non-dualism earlier.
Yeah.
It occurred to me that our language, and probably all other human languages, make it nearly impossible to talk about non-dualism because there's all the pronouns and all the referring to things that make the language very difficult to talk about that particular idea.
Right. Well, language is dualistic, right? So it's all about, I experienced something, or I did, so it's me and there's something else. So language does that, and it's just a dualistic thing. And language is whatever you can think of. There's an opposite. In meditation practice, sometimes I talk about it being like a pendulum, and we kind of swing back and forth. So there's the power of positive thinking. You've ever heard of that? There's a lot of these systems. They may not use that terminology, but that's the idea. So you have a negative thought, well, you replace it with a positive thought, that kind of a thing. And I'm in favor of that, actually. I think it's nicer to have positive thoughts than negative thoughts, but it just swings. So I have a negative thought, okay, I'm going to replace it with a positive thought. Well, it's going to swing back and forth. What we want to get to is where we don't react anymore. So you want it just to be still. along with that, you want your being to be totally motionless, the inner dimension of us. So think of a candle with the flame. It's always flickering, even if it's, because there's always a little bit of air moving in the room, I guess, and also from the wick, I guess, I don't know. But just picture a flame that doesn't flicker. That's what we're after. Same idea as having the pendulum just right in the bottom and it doesn't move. Whatever happens. I mean, we can't do it, but we can. That's what we're working towards. And I think we're on an evolutionary trajectory towards that sort of being. We here in this room, we've started to wake up. We just and it's a long journey, but this practice that we do is what brings us along that path into a higher, more developed type of a being. And I think in the universe we're babies. There's beings out there that maybe a million years more advanced than us. They don't have to eat. Maybe they just draw their energy right out of the universe, out of the air, that kind of thing. And also, we create ourselves, and we create our own reality. This is a phrase that was coined by a channeler back in the 60s, Seth, Jane Roberts, who I love that, her channeling. But the idea is that it's not just an idea. I think it's real, but anything that is said, we have to verify it with our own practice. So maybe I'm wrong, but that we create our own life, we create our own reality. But the trick of that is, what do we mean by we? Or I create my own reality. What do I mean by I? If you're thinking in terms of, Paul, that's not the I. There is no, like I was saying before, there is no such thing as Paul. Paul is a construct. The thing that created Paul, that's the I, that's the real I. And if we don't, and we're always self-creative, but if we are not aware and conscious, which most of the time we're not, then we create by default. But we're going to create what happens. We create our body too. And life forms that are way advanced than us, they're able to dematerialize and materialize themselves in inner dimensions, in this dimension if they want to, and whatever form they want, kind of thing. So that's in our future, but not in this lifetime. But we have to take full responsibility for everything, without guilt, without shame or anything like that. It's a learning experience.